It's Dad's Butch and 108. The only channel you need to watch, the only channels you see, except channels I see. Not here to impress, only here to express. Today's October the 7th, 2025. A significant, you could say it's a significant date actually, exactly 2 years since the October 7th attack. Hamas attacked Israel on the 7th of October 2023, 2 years ago. I finally got my voice back. I had a chest infection, I lost my voice, I couldn't really do any videos, too many videos in the last... When I was in Germany, I would have liked to have done a lot more than I did, but only that one on the castle, I was actually really ill that day. Like the tourist video in some coffee. Anyway, I'm getting better, you know. I guess it's all radiation, you know. 5G, hi-fives, hi-fives, high-fives, high-five, hi-fi, 5-hi, Wi-Fi's. So yeah, so 2 years since the, I'm out by the Thames, just across the road from the London City Airport, 5 minutes walk away from my gaff, and yeah, planes are coming into land on a regular basis here. And I just saw videos now, it was literally 2 hours ago, at King's College in, less than 2 hours ago in fact, the video was recorded, by, I don't know who the guy is, he looks like an Arab actually, Arab descent, or he looks Indianish, he looks of Middle Eastern descent, but he's completely and utterly on the British side. He's like a Tommy Robinson, Nigel Farage type, you know. I think he might be a reform, he might even be part of the reform thing, I don't know. But he's on that paradigm, you know. The right-wing paradigm where you fly the English flag, you fly the Union Jack, you stand with Israel, and you hate on the migrants coming into this country, and you hate on the Islamists that are already living in this country because they're all rapists. This is the rhetoric, this is the narrative that they're giving, right? And it's partly true, except for the Israel bit. And not all Muslims are rapists, and I would even go as far to say not all illegal migrants are rapists either. However, it's totally out of control. It's totally uncontrolled, and there's far too many young men with nothing to do with the time, and they're just rotting inside hotels for free with all the benefits. Anyway, we know that's all wrong. The illegal migrant psyop, social engineering psyop, it's all wrong. It's obviously not doing Britain any good, it's not doing any of the Western countries any good. The mass migration is not doing any good. I think about the English red squirrel, the British red squirrel. They're almost extinct now. They introduced the grey squirrels in this country about 150 years ago, Victorian times, and the red squirrel is it's actually become a rare species. It's almost endangered. There's only certain parts of the UK now where you would actually see a red squirrel, usually in remote areas, you know. And same with, you got these parakeets now here. So many parakeets. Last 20 years, there's more parakeets than any other bird. When you go to the woodlands now, they're noisy little bastards. It seems to outnumber all the indigenous birds. Invasive species, eh? The rabbits in Australia, for example. Rabbit brew friends, all that kind of stuff. So, and plants like Himalayan balsam, rhododendrons. They've had to cut a lot of rhododendrons down in England because they're actually taking over. They're beautiful, beautiful bushes, beautiful. But you see, it's weird how when you bring some foreign species of plant or animal, or we've got foreign people, for even, they seem to, at some point in time, they seem to outnumber the indigenous population, don't they? The Kalergi plant, melting pot, the chocolate melting pot. I seen a meme the other day, actually, yesterday in fact, on Facebook, showing how the guy that coined the term melting pot had a rather large nose. Quite curious too. A rather large nose. Looks a bit like Leon Trotsky. 1908, this dude, I don't know, I forget his name. But apparently this guy in 1908, this big nosed chap, coined the phrase melting pot. They've had this plan in a long time. Exterminate the white race, genocide, white genocide. It's going on. So yeah, you got the right wing people, Tommy Tards, who stand with Israel, blasting all the Islamists, anyone who's Muslim, and anybody that waves a Palestinian flag. They're all terrorists. They're all terrorists, and they're a danger to us. They're a danger to freedom and democracy, and they're a danger to Israel and the Jewish population as a whole. Now, we had a whole bunch of bloody psyops going on. It's major psyop season right now. About 4 or 5 days ago, there was the synagogue got attacked by allegedly attacked by an Islamist who was a British-born guy of Syrian descent. He got shot dead by the cops. Apparently, one of the Jewish members of the congregation of the synagogue was killed too by the British cops, inadvertently by mistake or whatever. So now they're using that as a thing that right, we Jews are in danger, and all of a sudden they're bringing out this rule now that if you're protesting, police have got new powers now to arrest you randomly. The Home Secretary, who happens to be a Muslim, Mahmoud her name is, I think, the Labour Home Secretary, she's brought out this new rule since Saturday. Saturday, you had a whole bunch of Palestine Action protesters getting arrested. I think it was like 500 or so, 492 to be precise, were arrested on Saturday, congregating in Trafalgar Square, and I saw some footage of it. They were getting picked up, people just passively resisting the resist, just sitting on the ground, and then the cops would come and lift them up and put. If you've got a Palestine Action placard or anything that says Palestine Action on it, you are deemed as a terrorist. Because what happened was, this Palestine Action group, they broke into this army facility, or should I say RAF facility in the Midlands somewhere. I'm not sure exactly what it was. And they sabotaged some military aircraft, which apparently this particular military base is instrumental in aiding and assisting in the genocide of Palestinians. So Palestine Action Group went in there and did a bit of damage, and since they did that, Palestine Action has been classed and labelled as a terrorist organisation. So now they've arrested those people. I think they got banged up, and anybody that walks around with a Palestine Action t-shirt or carries a placard, if it says Palestine Action, you get busted straight away. But if you wave the Palestine flag, at the moment, it's perfectly acceptable. But the right, so-called right, they're saying that anybody who wears a Palestine flag are supporters of Hamas, they're supporters of terrorism. Anybody that supports Palestine are actually supporters of terrorism. Palestine Action is very more extreme. But yeah, since Saturday, that's when this Mahmoud bird, who's a Muslim, has put this bill through saying that police will have more powers now to arrest any type of protest. Probably Tommy Tard protests, probably Palestine protests, any type of protest, I reckon. They don't want people protesting on the streets, do they, basically? Digital ID, that's the thing now as well, digital ID. So all these psyops are kicking off just after the digital ID was, we knew this was coming for years, but it was announced in the mainstream media. Queer Star saying, yes, I think we get a free, all British citizens will get a free digital ID, to be mandatory, and let me make this clear, you will not be allowed to work in the UK if you don't have a digital ID. It's that simple. Yeah, that's simple. A bit of a sort of a, what's the name of that premier in Australia back in the lockdown days? Danny Andrews. He said the same kind of thing, same kind of narrative, same kind of rhetoric, saying that if you don't get the jab, you don't get the jab, you don't go to work. It's that simple. Yeah. Same fucking vibe, same kind of mood, you know. So they're bringing that in. And since that's been, and then got 2.7 million people signed the petition against it, and the government response was, we're going to do it anyway. In a nutshell, fuck you lot. We know we don't want it, but we're going to do it anyway. Because it's very convenient and it's very convenient. And it'll be very beneficial for the British people to have. Because it'll stop illegal migration. How that fucking works, I don't know. So all these boats coming over, right? They're coming over. The boat people coming over, and then they find out that we've got digital ID. So, I better not go. I better not come to England. I better not come to the UK now because everyone's got digital IDs. What are we going to do? That's going to do stuff, isn't it? Turn the boats around, go back to France, you know, because we've got digital IDs. Yeah, that's going to stop, isn't it? Yeah, whatever. So, obviously, the right side of the cube. I mean, it's a cube. It's a cubicle. The cube got 6 sides. You've got the Jewish cube, the Jewish side, Christian side, and the Islamic side. The other 3 sides, I'm not too sure what they are, but they're probably the shady sides, aren't they? You've got 3 sides that's been illuminated by the light, Illuminati, and the other 3 sides which are kind of in the dark, in the shadows. The shadow workers. People like the Black Pope and so on and so forth, you know. The dark priesthood, which would be a combination of Catholics and, you know, tiny hats, big nose, tiny hat types, and even the Muslims themselves. Well, not really Muslims, because they know that the Saudi royal family are Wahhabis, and they are actually sympathetic and in bed with Israel. In fact, they are actually tiny hats themselves, pretending to be Muslims. Wahhabi are the most extreme version of Islam, which happens to be the Saudi royal family in Saudi Arabia. So yeah, all that's going on. So you got these people, right? I'm going to finish on this note, right? You got these lefty types protesting outside King's College today and celebrating the 7th of October as if it's a victory against Israel, right? And it's absolutely fucking retarded, actually. It's retarded on so many levels. Retarded, the main thing is, it's retarded because the people that committed the October the 7th atrocity weren't bloody Palestinians. It was bloody Mossad. It was the IDF themselves. I saw a picture today, a reminder. It was like about 100 cars all incinerated from above, like completely blasted, like proper hardcore military hardware. It totally destroyed this entire section of cars that were all parked up at the Nova Festival. And they moved the Nova Festival to the right close up to the Gaza wall, the most fortified wall in the entire world, full of surveillance, full of weaponry and guards and everything. But for some strange reason, there was no guards on the wall for 6 or 7 hours, which allowed these Hamas attackers, operatives coming over hang gliders, and they're going around with guns. And there was that. But then, when once that happened, the Israeli army themselves came in and actually started shooting everybody up and killing those people and destroying. You know, it was actually done by the IDF, the Israeli Defence Force, or IDL, should I say, the Israeli Defence League or whatever. IDF or IDL? IDL, I think it is. English Defence League, isn't it? EDL or IDL? Because EDL's part with IDL. It's part of the IDL, actually. Tommy Robinson, of course. Tel Aviv Tommy. Tomek Rabenstein. So, but they got these lefties bloody celebrating it, saying it was a victory against Israel. But How fucking retarded? It's retarded on the level that it was actually done by Mossad. It wasn't done by Hamas. Hamas is actually a Mossad. Hamas is an Mossad operation. It's well documented. It's well documented. Hamas is Mossad. And and of course, that in itself, that attack gave the Israelis a perfect excuse to defend the Palestinians. How many Palestinians have died since then? I think the official figure is like 50-odd thousand, but it's got to way more than that, man. There's 2 million people living in Gaza Strip before all this shit occurred. I reckon at least 1 million people have died. At least 1 million, I would say. At least 1 million. At least 1 million have been wiped out. Men, women, and children, all innocent. And the right side of the cube, the Tommy Tard types. This guy in this video I saw today was like condemning these leftist students outside King's College, celebrating, and rightfully, in one level, rightfully so. They should be condemned because there's nothing to celebrate. There is nothing to celebrate about that 7th of October because it was done by Mossad. It was a inside job. It was a false flag, just like 9/11 was. 9/11 was done by Mossad. October 7th was done by Mossad. You know, probably a little bit of help from it. I'm sure a little bit of help from the CIA too. So yeah, that's pretty much it really. So they're total retards. These lefties are complete retards. And yeah, and this is sorry spots. I saw in that video they're all wearing like masks and everything else. You know, a whole bunch of Soros agents in there, and just as much as Soros agents in the Tommy Tard march as well. You know, the patriots waving English and Union Jack flags as well as the Israeli flags. And you know that rhetoric from the right side saying, "Oh, why should they fly the Palestine flag in England? This is England. They shouldn't be flying the Palestine flag. It represents terrorists. Oh, we're all right. We're all right. We might waving the fucking Star of Moloch flag, aren't they? You know, which is not even a Jewish symbol, really. You know, it's the Baal. It's Moloch. You know, it's satanic. 6-pointed star. You know." However, taking it further, that 6-pointed star's been hijacked. It's actually a Vedic symbol, like the swastika is, and it's 2 triangles interlocked. It's as above, so below. It's actually an auspicious symbol. The before the Moloch lot got hold of it, and the start, you know, before the satanic Khazarian mafia got hold of the Star of Moloch, or before the Babylonians got hold of the Star of Moloch, it's actually an auspicious symbol, as much as the swastika is. I'm not going to start slagging Nazis off because the Nazi Germans. I'm not going to start slagging them off because there's not a lot to slag off about them, really.